With this Ferrero Rocher, you're spoiling us 2 turns in a day. And we're on turn 8. What have we got then? Just having a look there. Nothing, nobody arrived. I suppose it's just going to be this pretty much the same as what we've been doing, to be honest. Plan hasn't changed. Somebody was asking me about mods. The map, the 2D map that you're looking at, isn't mine. That is Mod Ferraris, and that's on the NWC forum. And the NWC Napoleonic Wargaming Club has quite a few mods there. Some old, some work, some don't work. But they have quite a few mods there to have a look at. So go on, have a look at whatever's there. Sorry, I just need some sound because I don't seem to have any sound. There we go. Yeah, so sorry, miles away. So the 2D map isn't mine. It's his Mod Ferrari's version 2, and I think I mentioned it last time. Absolutely stunning looking map. Really, really nice. Custom stuff that I've done. I did the sort of boxes up here. The background box, that's mine. The backgrounds are mine. The leader boxes are mine. The units themselves aren't mine. The backing there I did. Leader boxes and stuff like that. Mix and match, really is mix and match. And then the 3D map itself, I did the terrain. I mix and match the fields. I think they're actually the fields from 7 Years' War, and I got some trees from another of the Tiller games. Buildings I did. I'm sorry, I didn't do the buildings, but I sort of customized existing buildings and things. So I play around with it, and that's why it probably looks different to anybody else's game. And to be honest, even getting it looking like mine, because I mix and match all the time. I just get bored and then decide to change something, and it takes ages to do, and then it doesn't work. So I go back to the last previous setting that was nice. But this map is it's just lovely. It's just lovely. One little thing. Why is the trees? There's no trees there. Never mind. Right, back to the game. Thanks for all your comments, by the way. Really appreciate it. Seems to be popular, this one. I'm hoping that we're going to see it out. We do have some backups, if just in case one of the 6 pull out for whatever reason. You know, this is going to be a long term thing. You never know. And we do have a backup, so this will continue regardless. And we'll just take on. If a French player goes and we can't find anyone in the backup, then I'll take one of the marshals, or we'll split it between us, and same with the allies. So it will continue. Long may it continue. As for this turn, nobody has arrived, so it's going to be a case, and I say it time and time again, of just getting everybody up into where I said last time, La Louvière. That's it, La Louvière. Perfect. It's not that hard. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you movement on this one. I won't do it for each and every one. There's a couple of little tricks you can do. I tend to hold down the out button and then hover over a hex and then just right click, and then we get as much movement as we want. Quite a bit then. And then I can automatically just select this unit and then the hex behind them, right click, and they zoom up there. Pretty quick. I could hold down or double click and hold down and then move the cursor over, let it go, and then they move up as well. So a couple of different ways you can move. The right click tends to be the quicker. The only thing is sometimes if I'm not careful it does mess with my march order, but that happens. You know, all these rules I think I did mention, it's all to do with the spirit of the rules. Put leader somewhere in the middle. Strolls. And let's get 2nd Brigade up as well. All these rules, sometimes you break them by accident, never intentionally, but it is what it is. You do sometimes, and we're not enforcing them. Just a certain level of trust. I hate when I do it. I hate when I break the rules. But if you do it at the end of a turn that's taking you half an hour or so, I'm not going to go back and do it. I'm not that anal about them. It's all in the spirit. Right, let's get all these guys marching. Who we got here? Excellent as well, so he can come up. We've got their little village. He can go there. And the other thing I didn't mention, or haven't mentioned until now, is and I'm surprised I didn't, is the JTS sale. You got another 10, 11, 12 days of it, something like that. 25% off all games that are over a year old. I think it's only Shelt and one of the World War II ones, and I can't remember which other one, maybe another Kursk or something like that. Russian one, that are on sale. And you also get quite a big bonus, not bonus, further discount should you spend 199 US dollars. I did that to complete my Napoleonic collection last year, I think, and you buy 7 for the price of 4 or 8 for the price of 5 it was by the time in the sale as well. So that worked out quite well. What have we got here? Napoleon's Escort. Get them up here. Jerome Bonaparte, up with Napoleon. Yep. The World War II ones, not my cup of tea. Quite a few people like squad battles. I didn't like them that much. I don't know why. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Quite like the Panzer campaigns, the Western Front ones. Never had that much interest in the Eastern Front. Just, I don't know, not my cup of tea. What else do I have? Vietnam squad battles, the Falkland one. Yeah, they're all squad battles I have. The early American War ones are quite good. I've got 1776. There's about 2 or 3 Mexican War as well. They're not too bad. Slightly smaller scale, company level. But there are company level files. I think Rich Hamilton did them for this one as well. And the size of the Waterloo map, it's going to take you a couple of hours to do a turn. Imagine a company level. Oh, I made a mistake there with these bloody supply wagons holding everything down. Should have taken them off the road there. Have to do that next time. What was I saying? Yeah, the company level one, it's absolutely mad. I'll show you in a second. The size of it is just phenomenal. Second brigade still. Okay, that's about all I can do on this one. 7:45. I think we've actually got somebody coming next time. Gerard. Yeah, Gerard. He's coming. Yeah, let's have a look. So we are 152. Gerard, and Foy, Pire. Oh no, that's not one. Designated. He's coming. 3 p.m. I don't know about the wildcard ones. I'm not sure what the question marks are after the 18:15 there. Is everybody coming? No, there's tomorrow as well. So there's there. So we've got the guard coming 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That'll be quite good. Guillaume. The guard. Moran. Devesme. Some random artillery by the look of it. Merlin. And then, Davout, Rap, Suchet, the 6th and 7th Corps, 5th and 7th Corps. I don't know if they're wildcards. I don't know if they're going to turn up or not. I'm not sure if the wildcard is the delay in when they turn up, and they will be there, or they're just not going to turn up at all. I'm not entirely sure what he's done with it. Be interesting to see. And then the Allies, as I mentioned, have got some weird and wonderful troops coming as well. His Peninsula boys are going to be there. There's a whole extra Prussian corps. Yeah, it's going to be good. Right, so I'm going to save this and then send it off. And then if I open up, no, that's not what I want. I want new. No, I don't. Selection, that's what I want. And then company level. Oof, I don't know which scenario it is going to be. Waterloo. Hypo. No. Bear with me. There we go. CO. Company, Waterloo. There we do. No, not that. There we go. I'll just open this one then. Yeah, that'll do. And there we go. I mean, the size of it's absolutely huge. Oof. I mean, with all these games, I've always thought you never ever play every single scenario in every one of the games, in every iteration that's there. But this one is on my bucket list. But this map looks fantastic with them. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, but I mean, down to company level, 90 million, 100. That's going to take forever and a day to do. However, it's definitely something I'd like to give a go. You could probably do this in multiplayer as well, to be honest. Have a core each again. It might quicken up or lessen the blow and the monotony of just having to move all of those hexes. Right, anyway, I am digressing. I better get this sent to the guys so they can get it sent back and we can get our next turn. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you for turn... Where is it? Oh no, it's the wrong place scenario, that's why. Turn 8 or 9. Cheers then. Okay, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, turn 9. And we've got some reinforcements. So that's some more of Second Corps, another division probably. All the rest of Jerome Bonaparte's, I think. Well, first things first, I got a dispatch from Grouchy. He must have sent, well, he did send it right at the start of the game. Bear with me, it's a lot of text and stuff. He says, Sire, I have the honour to report that General Kenneman's 3rd Cavalry Corps successfully entered the campaign area at location 281399 as a vanguard for my wing. To my surprise, my column arrived much closer to Charleroi than we discussed during our briefing. Yeah, because it's wildcard, we were going to we discussed going in the southwest corner, and then when we finally did start and make a decision, we were a bit more central, which kind of worked out. I don't believe it alters my mission in any way. No, it doesn't. But raises worries about my location respected to the units of Your Majesty's force and the distance between all 3 wings of our army. This is true. The distance between each of the main roads, I'll show you in a second, is, or you might remember, is quite large. Humbly ask the Emperor to consider this issue and inform me about the whereabouts of the rest of the army and whether my task remains the same. It does, lo and behold, I sent, or it will arrive, but I did a courier message the last time round to both Grouchy and Ney, just to inform them that I'm on the field, and same thing, we're sticking to our original task until we sort of know where they are. Assuming that no new orders arrive, I've directed the Duc de Valmy to march down Charleroi while sending a squadron-sized patrol towards the Old Roman Road. The 1st Light Cavalry Division to arrive has been ordered to detach a brigade and follow the aforementioned patrol in order to maintain a presence on the Old Roman Road and scout to the north from there, up to the height of Quatre Bras. 1 cavalry squadron will proceed to the east in order to reach the flankers of the main force of our army and maintain contact with them. Basing on the area map that Your Majesty has so graciously supplied, on reaching Charleroi, I intend to throw up a strong patrol towards Quatre Bras and up to Genappe and towards Fleuras, Point du Jour, and the main crossroads near Marbe. I'll show you that map. I found a fantastic map, and I will show you in a second. Having secured these locations, I shall endeavour to observe the roads in the direction of Mézy and Gembloux, thus ensuring that the enemy does not lurk there. I intend to keep my heavy cavalry concentrated at close hand. I will inform on the progress of the rest of my troops. As agreed, I shall send the 1st infantry units that arrive towards Charleroi. On reaching that city, they are to prepare for further march to the north-northeast to defend facing east. All the units are instructed to scout the road leading towards the suspected location of the enemy. I'm hoping Nivelle. As instructed, I will report immediately on any contact with the enemy, with as many details as I'm able to ascertain. I humbly ask Your Majesty to forgive my sending many dispatches, as the situation may unfold quickly. I will include the exact time of each dispatch, as these may arrive in a different sequence than they were sent. That's true. I discount the possibility of enemies marching from the east on the south bank of the Sambre. However, just to be sure, you should know Your Majesty, and should Your Majesty concur, I shall destroy all the bridges on the river that I can reach. Nice. Using units that can be spared to perform that duty. Good. Since my wing will be operating at least a full day's march distance from Your Majesty's force, in case of enemy contact, I shall be maintaining an aggressive stance to confuse the opponents into believing they've met the balance of the Armée du Nord. Should I become convinced that I'm facing overwhelming odds and that the enemy is determined to use these odds, I shall fall back to the west towards the rest of the army. Good. For the sake of communication, my calculation of likely dispatch delivery time, me and my staff will remain on the pike leading west to east along the edge of the campaign area. Good. And around noon, proceed to Charleroi. From then on, I will not move my command post further east than the Charleroi-Russell Road. I humbly request information about the final whereabouts of Your Majesty's Grand Quarterer General. Its expected movements to facilitate courier operation. Forgive me the length of this dispatch. After the conclusion of our final meeting, I've given the matter much thought. I must consider it expedient to inform Your Majesty about the next movements and tasks of my troop. According to my calculations, I expect the return dispatch to arrive between 10 and 11 if Your Majesty decides to honour me with an answer acknowledgement of the receipts. And from Marquis Cruci, possibly, commanding the right wing of the army to know certainly. Well, what a dispatch. Very, very detailed. Mine are nowhere near as detailed as that, but I may start to do that. Right. What do we decipher from that? Let's have a look at the job map where he's going to go then. So he's going to go up this road, all the way up, melee. He's going to branch off somewhere towards Quatre Bras, right up here, yeah. Where are we going to be? Well, that Bois de Houton-le-Mont is my sort of jump-off point for that attack on the Vale, somewhere around this area, and the border Renaissance. I wouldn't say a full day's march. But certainly not when we get up there. Let's have a look at the ground that's going to be between us. A couple of rivers, a lot of open ground, a lot of cavalry ground. Lots of these little streams everywhere that can break up cavalry and disrupt them. Not something I agree with in the game engine, disrupting. To go into, let's say you cross here and go into a forest, I can understand them being disrupted, but certainly just crossing a stream with no danger, they do it in relatively good order, I would say. No mind. Okay, as for my own troops then, we'll get my cavalry up, continue going north. We've reached La Louvière, and they're going to carry on going up, and then they're going to split into the 9th and 10th and go their own separate ways, break them down into sort of demi-squadrons as well in this sort of area. And the infantry will carry on getting them on the road. Better start getting the rest of the 10th on the road now as well, because the infantry aren't far behind at all. Must get. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Get these supply wagons out of the way so it doesn't ruin my order of march. Just because they delay everything, as I mentioned. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll have a look who's actually arrived. Girard's the division. Okay, I won't put him on the screen yet. What I'm going to do is just get everybody up and moving, and then I will also show you the map that I found of the campaign. So give me a few and I'll get back to you. So as with many things and starting off from fresh, looking for a lot of things in life, I went to Google and I was having a look at some maps and trying to find some maps, and I came across this one, but it had a watermark on it. Big horrible watermark from some form of website that put watermarks and charges for pictures. Anyway, it was a very nominal fee, a couple of quid to get the watermark removed, just because I thought it was a fantastic map. Exerting the encampment positions, bivouacs, advanced retrograde movements, retreat flight, and forces of England, France and Prussia. Ooh, I don't like this called England. Attacks on the 15th Battle of Ligny and Courtois on the 16th and Waterloo. So, having a look at it. It's a fantastically detailed map. I haven't seen quite so many to this scale. I'm not so bothered about the troop positions and bivouacs and everything like that. What I do like is the little villages and the little towns and the positions of the river and the forests and everything. But what I do notice, Cotrabras and the Vale was over here, that there is wooded areas to the west of Nivelle, but it doesn't seem to be as wooded as suggested in the game. Certainly there's a lot of woods. I mean, in the game, we're talking about this sort of area here. for the river, and then that road that comes through. This is all wooded in this area. That's that big wood at Braine-le-Comte that I said could hide a core, and potentially could. But as he comes through that wood, if he is to attack from the west, there doesn't seem to be as much forest on this side down here. There's one of the bridges here, and one of the other bridges somewhere up there, and that's where it cuts us off. Basically, it cuts us into that river there. But it's a fantastic planning map, and I sent it just to the allies. Sorry, my allies, not the allies. They have to make do. And this is what Jan was on about, the map that I sent him. So it's nice. It's nice. This has got a Catrabra there. Having a look at Nivelle. Where are we at the moment? So where's the main road up? So that would be down. Oh, I might not actually have it. Might not go down that far. There's Charleroi. Thun. I don't think we're just off the map. This is going to have sort of Jan's approach, or Grouchy's approach in the game. More for his side. But the map's quite good. I think it just goes up to just short of Brussels, is it? There we go. There's Brussels. Namur must be on there, I would say. Yeah, Namur's on there. Châtelaine, Charleroi. But it just hasn't got quite over to the west as much as we have. If anybody's interested, I can try to remember the name of the site I got this from. I honestly can't remember. There we go. It is a nice map. I mean, the scale of it, it's almost worth getting framed. There we go. Anyway, that's the planning map. One of the planning maps we're using. Sorry, beg your pardon. That's one of the planning maps we're using. There is one or two other ones. Not quite as good as this, and certainly not to this scale and this level of detail. So this is Girard and his 7th Division. We've got de Villiers with his 1st Brigade, all light troops. No, that's a complete lie. 2 battalions of light troops of the 11th Regiment, 1st and 2nd Brigade, and 1 battalion of the 82nd Line. We also have 3rd Company, 2nd Foot Artillery, again with 8 6-pounders, so about 1,500 men in 1st Brigade. 2nd Brigade, light. So we got 3 battalions of light of the 12th Light Infantry Regiment, 1 battalion of the 4th, and a 2nd battalion of the 4th as well. We've got some A's and B's, and 1 battalion of C's. So all in all, under Piat, the 2nd Brigade isn't too bad at all. So 2,500 men. That's bringing us up to 14,000 infantry now on the field, with 3,600 cavalry, and getting more and more guns as we go. 36 guns. It's nowhere near going to be enough, that's for sure. Now, this extended order of battle, the Allies, the Anglo-Allies, and the Prussians are going to outnumber us, all in all, by about 100,000 men. Yes, about 100,000 men, and with canny players. So it's either going to be a very short battle, or we're going to have our wits about us and come up with a master plan, basically, which is Nivelle and throwing him a dummy up somewhere, throwing him a rabbit to try and take the bait somewhere. But we'll see. We're only on a couple of turns yet. We haven't made contact. It's not going to be for a while yet. And that is everybody moved. Okay, so that is the 9th Cavalry. They're going to split out now from La Louvière, go up to sort of Waterloo, however you say that, and then out to the east. We've got to fan quite far out into the east. Try and make contact, I wouldn't say with Grouchy. I shouldn't say that, but well, I did anticipate that we'd go out that far. I wouldn't say there's a day march between us. I don't know where quite he got that from. Certainly to get a whole couple of calls there, possibly. Everybody else is on the march. Napoleon is down here, just watching everybody go by. He's also got Jerome Bonaparte there, and Rio and the 2nd Corps. Exelman is up here, and Chastel the 10th. So I might just move them up a little bit, somewhere up there. Now the problem I've got is the infantry are going to start really stacking up. And that's just the way it is. I haven't even... We haven't even had my troops arrive. So Girard and the 7th Division, which we'll have a look at in a second as well. So Girard's here with the 7th. That's an awful lot of troops backed up with their marching. But there's not much we can do. We're going to just carry it on, and that's the way it's going to be. Okay. So I'm going to send this back to them, being the weekend. Hopefully we'll get a couple of turns in. I'll show you the map that we were on about in the dispatch, one that I'm using. And I'll show you who's in 7th Division, beg your pardon.